Hey guys, I'm Alex.
And I'm V.
And we're the Franklins.
I thought we were doing welcome to our channel. We just said that like...
Hey guys, I'm Alex.
And I'm V.
And welcome to our channel.
That was a little too much.
Yeah.
Okay, you just say welcome.
Guys, I'm Alex.
And I'm V.
And
Sun 2 hearts. FaceTime
Every
video.
time, I promise.
Hey guys, I'm Alex.
And I'm V.
And welcome to our channel.
If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe, like this video, and follow us on our socials because we have a lot of fun on Instagram.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Go ahead. And on TikTok, too. So, make sure you follow us, connect with us. And yeah, let's get right into the video. So, last video, you guys learned about how we met. And we had a few comments about everyone wanting to hear about the first date, even though I didn't want to tell anybody this story. But we give the people what they want, okay? I'm saying the people like it was like 1,000 people. It was literally 3 people. So, yeah. But we're going to give you guys what you want. So, I guess you can start it off.
Okay. So, alright. So, our first date, if y'all look at our last video, at this point we have been talking real heavy. I'm in St. Louis. She's in Waynesville, Missouri, which is like, what, 3 hours away? Two and a half hours away. Yeah, so we talking every day at this point. So we just like, you know what? Let's go on a date. We decide to go to the St. Louis Zoo in the summertime. And if you know anything about St. Louis summers, that's gonna come back up. Just wait. So, I'm excited. We set a date. You know, I'm telling my family, hey, you know, we're going on this date. I'm thinking it's just gonna be me and her. You know, getting to know each other. You know, walking around in the zoo. I thought it was gonna be nice. I was young then. I did not check the weather, so we were in for what? It was about 102 that day.
Oh, it was just hot.
Yeah, it was hot, man. It was hot. Like so hot. So
hellfire, brimstone. I mean, what's hot? Desert. What's the hottest thing? Oven.
Yeah, it was
fire.
It was roasting, y'all. Like it was super hot. So I'm like, all right, you know, it's hot. Whatever. We gonna meet there. Again, I'm excited because I'm in my mind. I'm like, you know, I get to talk to this girl. You know, we've been talking on the phone. Finally, get to see her again in person. You know, that type of thing. You know, my heart beating. You know, she's making me a little nervous. You know what I'm saying? So you know, so I hop in the car. I'm headed to the zoo and.
So he's heading to the zoo. So let me tell my beginning. So he's like, let's go on a date. Let's go to the zoo. Like have this cute little zoo day. I'm on Pinterest at the time because it's still like 2014 2014 at this time. Mm-hmm. So I'm like looking up zoo day outfits, cute, you know, airy, get the air flowing. So I go with like, I think I literally have a picture of the day that like before the day of what I was wearing, so I will insert it here. But it was just like a cutout tank top and like some jeans and Converse. Like looking back, it was horrible. Like I couldn't dress. It was bad. Yeah, but at the time it was cute. It was, you know, airy. So I pick out that outfit, and then I had told my parents, I'm like, yeah, like I'm going on a date with this guy. We're gonna go to the zoo. They didn't know him at this time. And if you know my parents, they are like super protective. They are like, you know, church kids. Y'all know how parents are. They're like in your business when it comes to dating. So they're like, okay, but you're going to have to take your little sister. We don't know this guy. Like
in hindsight, we did meet on Instagram. So I guess I could
right. So I had known him because we had been talking, but I didn't like bring him to my family until we were like dating, like going on a date. So my little sister ends up coming, and I think like last minute my parents like they have a church. So my parents were pastors and we had a church, so they literally like set a church outing to the zoo.
Mind
so
you,
they could be there.
I'm oblivious at this time, so I'm like, I'm just thinking it's still me and her,
right? Because I'm literally oblivious at this time. Like they sprung this on me last minute, and I was just like, okay, we're gonna avoid them at all costs. He doesn't have to know. Like he's not gonna see anybody. I was so wrong. Anyways, so it's day of. So I'm on the way to the zoo. Me and my sister. He's on the way to the zoo. My parents parents and their whole church is on the way to the zoo.
Y'all, like, whole church. Like,
40 people at least
whole
showed
church.
up. 40 people. I'm not even joking. Like, 40. What was 0? I went 0. Okay, but no. So we get to the zoo. Me and Felicia actually make it there before you.
yeah, they make it there before.
Which, how? Because we live 2 hours away.
Hey, man, don't worry about what I was
Anyways,
Hey.
he was late to our first date. So me and my sister Felicia, we are like sitting, and I'm looking real cute. I did like a natural
She was, like-
face of makeup, and the next thing I know, it's getting a little hot, you know. So I'm like, okay, let me go get a bottle of water. I go buy a bottle of water, trying to hydrate and cool myself down. That didn't work. So I'm starting to notice little like sweat driplets. You know, I'm patting the edge of my hairline. You know, trying to keep the sweat from coming. Didn't work. Next thing I know, I'm drenched. Like,
No. So how it happened in my eyes, she said she was sweating. It's when I walked up on her. That's when she
no,
told me.
it wasn't.
Yeah, well,
he
it's
loves
cool. Hey,
to
bro.
think
Hey,
that.
Hey, man, it's cool. It's cool.
That's not how it happened. So
Yeah.
because I remember it didn't happen. Because then I bought ice cream. I'm like, okay, like ice cream is definitely going to cool me down. I'm going like underneath, you know, the little pavilions at the zoo. But granted, it is jam packed.
Yeah, it was so many people.
So
there.
like everybody was trying to be under the
Yeah, it was
pavilion.
so
So
many
it was like nowhere to cool off, nowhere to like just stop sweating. So I'm sweating, profusely, like dripping down my face, paper towel soaked, padding, makeup like all over the place. It was really just a mess. It was.
She was nervous. Y'all.
So he calls me. He's like, "Hey, like I got lost, or not lost. You were looking for parking.
was
That's
for
what took you so
parking.
long because it was so much like
What, we
so
supposed
many
to go on
people
what, a
there."
Saturday? If y'all know anything about the St. Louis, don't go there on Saturday.
Yeah, it's like the best zoo in
but
the nation, though.
Yeah, it's great, but
Yeah.
you just gotta go during the week.
Yeah. It's like under San Diego Zoo. It's really a good zoo. And it's free. Shameless plug for the St. Louis Zoo. Anyways, so he was trying to find parking, so that's what took him so long. So he's like, hey, I'm walking like by the elephants. Meet me there. So I told you guys last time, or I don't know last time. No, I didn't tell you guys this, but if you don't know, I am a nervous laugher and I'm a nervous sweater. Yeah. So the sweater.
Oh, so I did make you nervous. You was nervous. Oh.
Right, of course I was nervous.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the sweat really just starts pouring, y'all. Dripping off my fingertips, my chin, like soaked shirt. It was bad.
Oh yeah, she was, man. And look, so I see her. I walk up to her. At this point, she kind of got it under control a little bit, the sweating. But as we're talking, I'm noticing like it's just like a waterfall of sweat, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, it's hot, but it ain't like it ain't like that. I'm like, is she all right? Like in my head, I'm like, what is going on? Her sister Felicia at the time, and I'll never forget it, looks at her and was like, what is wrong with you? She's like, why are you sweating like that? And we were at this point, I'm just like, okay, you know, I don't want to make her feel weird or anything. So we just start walking through the park. As we're walking through the park, though, I'm looking over. I'm like, at this point, you're going to have to change your clothes at some point. Like, yeah, it was horrible. It was horrible. And as we're walking, it starts to get hotter. So, like, we were there, like, if you know anything, like, the noon of the day is where it's the hottest. So, we were there. We got there a little bit before noon, but I think by what we checked, it was, like, 103 that day.
I don't remember.
It was really hot. It was real hot.
Yeah. So, I'm sweating. We're walking. You're like, do you want to go somewhere else? So, we're, like, trying to go into the little exhibits with AC. So, I think we went to, like, the butterfly house or something and, like, stood in there for a minute.
And
so,
at this point, you got to tell your family was still there.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So, by this time, my whole family and the whole church
So, she updates me like, oh, my mom and dad want to meet you, so they decide to come.
No. You're forgetting a part.
Oh, am I?
Remember,
Okay.
we're walking to the snake
that's right.
house.
Go ahead.
Right.
Yeah.
So, we come out of the butterfly house. I'm cooled down. I got the sweating under control at this point. So, we're walking. And next thing we know, I hear, and I, like, cringe when I hear it, Vanisha! And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, this is somebody from the church. And I mean, it was like a stampede. You know, like how the stampede starts? It's like a couple and then it's 40 or 50. Like, it was like 2 people from my church. Then it was like everyone just kept like pouring over. So there, literally, you meet like 40 people.
But the thing about me, I'm a people person. I like to talk anyway, and people don't make me nervous at all. So it's just one of those things to where, like, you know, I was comfortable. You know, it wasn't crazy. My dad
was comfortable, but that was not the plan, like, at all. So he meets them. I'm sitting there cringing. I'm just like, oh my God, okay, this is Alex. Like, we just introduced each other as friends because we weren't even
we wasn't like
trying to be public with it. We were just trying to like start dating, you know. Yeah. So I guess that whoever, I don't know who it was in the church, like somebody had reported back to my parents that they met him. So then my mom calls. They're like, well, everybody else met him, so we might as well meet him. I'm like, oh my. I'm like, so the church and my mom and dad. And guys, remember, this is the first date.
And I was so oblivious. I didn't know. So I'm just like, oh, well, I guess I get to meet the parents. All right, let's do it, you know? So.
It was, so anyways, I bring up my parents to meet us back at the butterfly house because the sweating had started again. So we go back to the butterfly house. You meet my parents. And it really wasn't that awkward. But, I mean, it was still awkward.
It was awkward for her, but I'm the type, I don't meet a stranger. Like, she gets mad at me because I talk to people everywhere. On airplanes, it doesn't matter. I don't meet a stranger. So, you know.
He literally gets people's numbers on airplanes. He'll be like, yeah. I'm like, who is Jeff? He'll be like, you know, the guy we were sitting by on our way to Florida. I'm like, why do you have this number?
You never know. I tell her all the time, you just gotta stay connected. You never know where this is gonna come in handy. So, but yeah, anyway.
Okay.
Anyway, so I talked to them. We had a good time. You know, it was great. You know, they get to know me. I get to know them a little bit. And yeah.
Yeah. So at the end of that date, we end up just leaving Zoo, me, him, and Felicia, because don't forget, Felicia had to stay because they didn't know him. So all 3 of us go to the mall, and it was like the rest of it was a pretty cool date. Like, we just shopped around the mall, we ate, and then, yeah, we went home. But it was just...
And I actually at the mall if you was my girlfriend at that time. I did, because we took a picture and posted it on Facebook with I had on the white shorts and the
No, we were still friends. You didn't ask me then. Really?
Yeah, I did, because we posted it on Facebook.
I guess. Yeah, maybe.
I said, hey, man, look, if I'm meeting a family, I met your mom and dad, you my girl at this point.
You were like he did say that. He was like, at this point, I mean, I already met all your, like,
I didn't met the church. I didn't met the deacons. I didn't met the minute. Look, hey, at this point, bro, you my girlfriend. So.
Yeah, so he was like, so, like, I mean...
What
else? Like, we've been talking for a long time, like...
Yeah, what's up?
And I'm like, okay, like, yeah. So then we became girlfriend and boyfriend that day, and yeah, then that's when everything started going fast, and we just ended up married. So we'll talk about our wedding in the next video, though.
Yeah, wedding story coming soon.
Yeah. That's a whole nother thing.
That's a fiasco.
But that was our first date, so... It really isn't like a long story. It's like a short but funny story.
It was packed. Like, it was a short but compact story. It was a lot.
I actually still have the first. He bought me, like, I think flowers and a giraffe, though. A pink giraffe that I still have. It is sitting on my makeup vanity. I literally have kept that for 9 years. But that's when he bought me, like, the first little gift. And yeah, I mean, after that, it just... like, sealed the deal. So that's our first date story. Next is wedding, and then after that we'll start doing some vlogs. We just want to get, like, the preliminaries out of the way.
Yeah, we want y'all to know us, connect with us. Yeah.
So yeah, that's really it. But if you guys like the story, drop a comment. If you guys have anything else you want to hear or know about us, drop a comment. And
if y'all want to know some more story times, we got.
I mean, we have multiple story times.
We got some story.
But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe in this video. Follow us on our socials so you can stay connected, and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Bye.
Are you down to hold me down?